But it offers, in my humble opinion, and I'd love your understanding, Acasma quantum energy that we're talking about offers the understanding of ourselves where we've been and the opportunity of ourselves where we're going or who we're becoming. Does that kind of make sense?
It does. When you say that, what lights up for me, if I may,
Yes.
I don't know, somewhere within the last 10, 15 years, I had this vision of just this image or picture of me or my life, just a little snapshot of where I am now in around this age. And it just kind of hung there. And I looked at it and I couldn't see anything beyond it.
Mm.
I couldn't see anything beyond it. Like, was there a future beyond it? So I occasionally would go there and think, well, maybe that's the end for me. Maybe that's the end of the road for me. And I didn't dwell on it. Um, but I had those thoughts because
Mm.
I could, it just seemed very odd.
Yeah.
Um, but I had the realization actually quite recently that that was like, that was the flag. That's where it's all going to begin.
Yes.
You know, and the vastness that I couldn't see beyond is that door that I'm going to open and walk through. Oh,
Hello, 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 Holy One.
hello to you.
Oh, let's just breathe for a moment. Could we? I would just love to be in your presence for just a moment. Yes, yes. Just allowing, yes, just allowing the space. Yes, thank you. Oh, hello, hello, hello. Oh, yes. Oh, that's glorious. So, may I share with you my visual?
Please do.
Every time I connect with anyone or a group, I feel them, I feel the space, I feel the essence. And my body, my being registers. And as I'm connecting with you here, there's this beautiful visual of it comes in as a understanding of like squares, but each square is like a door to a experiential space of existence, a lifetime. And I see all these squares in my visual as I connect with you. And I understand that it's a note to us, it's a notification saying, this isn't the first time. Yes, this is yet just another. Yes. And so I see the squares and the representations, they have like these tunnels behind them. And it kind of reminds me of Harry Potter when they would get in the elevator at the Ministry of Magic, maybe, or something like that. And the elevator would do all these really cool, trippy things. It wasn't up and down, it was all over the place. And so I see these squares as I connect with you, and I understand that same concept of limitlessness behind the square, behind the door, limitlessness. And they are spaces we've been together. And then you have limitlessness of spaces you've been that I haven't been connected with, and I have that you haven't been connected with, and we're very, very vast. but I believe it's an important visual to make note of because it impacts and plays a role in the resonance we have in this now. Does that make sense? So
Yes,
thank you. Thank you for letting me have a moment and letting me read that with you. My heart, which in my understanding is a portal or doorway to my essence, my I am, as is yours. And so right now, as I have the visual and I connect with you, my heart on its own, in a sense, connects with your heart, which
I
is
feel that.
my essence and your essence.
Mhm.
Yes. So you feel it. You say you feel it.
And feel it right before you started talking about it. Yes.
Thank you. We are so vast, incomprehensible, and yet we are getting the opportunity to have fun if we choose to see it that way. And some days maybe that's not the word, but today it could be. In this now, it could be. We are being given the opportunity to have fun as we remember who we are, because this is a space of who we are. So thank you. Thank you for being this space with me. So, Holy One, anyone who's joining us, we're on our beautiful YouTube channel sharing this connection space. This is Janet. I would love to introduce you to my dear friend in this now and in many. This is Janet. Everyone meet Janet, please.
Hello, hello.
Jan- Janet has graciously, and we're going to underline that word, please, graciously agreed to be this space with me. And so we're just going to talk and we're going to hang out and we're going to enjoy ourselves. And you're welcome to join us if you'd like to come along for our conversation and our hangout space. So we've had some space together before because we did a session. So I know we've been here. We've been here before with this type of setup with Zoom,
Yeah,
but this is a little different because we're letting everybody in. So
yeah. Little peepholes.
yeah, I love it. That's a good one. That's a good one. Little peepholes. So could you let them know, like, because I really don't even remember. I think you may have told me, so please forgive me if you did. But how did you find me? How did you find this space? What made you want to even stay here and reach out?
I feel like I've been waiting for you my whole life. At this point, I've been on a very long spiritual journey for about at least 30 years of actual, prior to that, it was like always needing to wanting to find out what made me tick, who was I. And so it was more of a self-discovery, self-teaching kind of thing. And then I got into some spiritual groups and communities. I kind of had these blinders and boundaries to what I could do or what didn't scare me in a sense. I kept it comfortable, but in that keeping it comfortable, a lot of things didn't um, change tangibly, manifest. I kind of kept going through the same patterns and maybe up the spiral, but still kind of those same patterns. So last year I just had this feeling there was something more, something big that I was ready for, that my body could possibly be ready for. I've been uh, in a almost 10-year cycle of physical injuries and stuff. So it's kept me just kind of contained while I've been trying to work through that. But last year I came across the Beyond the Ordinary And I was following somebody for many years, and he was actually going to be a guest, so I joined the mailing list and all the saw all the lists of people. And you know, I had other things going on, so I didn't really want to watch every show. I would read who was going to be the guest, and I would allow my intuition to just say, hey, if that's somebody and that you really need to listen to, and maybe there's something there for you, then give me that nudge, and I'll watch that show. But week after week after week, nobody, just no nudges. And then all of a sudden there was somebody kind of in right before you, who caught my attention. So I watched that interview, and I actually had a session with her, a private session with her. And she was like the stepping stone to you. In regards to I had the blinders on being the multi-dimensional being, and I had the connection to source, and I had that understanding that there's, the source and it flows through. But, it was really about just me and source. I really didn't have that understanding. I didn't have the interest in all the Arcturians, all the Palladians. I didn't go there, and because a lot of that, I grew up with a lot of fear of, you know, the the alien stuff and all that kind of thing. So this person, this teacher was a bit of a stepping stone. She kind of helped me move through some of those fears. And then you came along, and it was like a big, yeah, you got to watch this one. You've got to watch this one feeling. And in I mean, you had me in the interview, when you were talking with John, describing the class you were going to be offering. There was somebody that asked a question. Forgive me, I can't remember the question, and I can't remember exactly what you said, but your words to him were something to the effect of, you are a vessel for the one, and you, I don't know if you said you need to, or when you feel that with your heart wholly, you have arrived, in a sense. You will be on your path, or you will start healing yourself in the way that you need or want to heal. And that just was a beautiful hello to me. And I signed up right away for your class through them. And after that was over, you just kind of kept lighting up. You would have I know you had a class coming up in December that just really lit up for me. And there were some things that I checked out on YouTube. And it was like a moth to a flame. It was like a moth to a flame with you. There was like no hesitation. Even when you talked about the AQE class starting up in January, I kind of looked at the information and thought, nah, probably not. And then all of a sudden, kind of mid-December, it was hell yeah. It was hell yeah. And normally I would just kind of procrastinate and maybe sign up at the last, the week before the classes would start or something, because I'm a seasoned energy worker, and I know that those growth periods start as soon as you pay that money, or as soon as you say yes, that kind of thing. So I was like, oh, let me delay this kind of, because I'm doing other things right now, and there's only so much I can handle, right? Right. And it was like, no, it's like, I'm doing it now. And it really kind of, it helped me create some boundaries for what I was going through. And it was like I wanted to let go of things that had my attention. I wanted everything to align with what I was walking into, this gift that I was going to be giving myself, that I knew was bigger than life. I didn't know what, but I knew and I know it's just gonna be spectacular.
Mm.
Even, as we go towards the core classes. So
Oh, I love that. I love that. Wow, you took me on that so beautifully. I loved being with you in those spaces of unfolding, because that's really what I feel like we were doing. As you were explaining, we were allowing the observation of the unfolding, of the connection and of the alignment. Your clarity with your awareness is awesome as well. What do I mean by that? As things unfold, as life unfolds, as we unfold, we have the opportunity to gain understanding of ourselves by how we register the unfolding. And sometimes certain spaces of the unfolding can feel uncomfortable, and some spaces can bring fear, and some spaces can bring joy. And being able to observe with that curiosity of the divine essence of our wholeness uh, is what I'm reading. I'm registering in your words that you were allowing that. So that's really beautiful. And you may not even have been completely aware at what level you were allowing, but I sense that. Now, do you sense it now when you're kind of on the other side of the allowing and the choice and the lean in and the trust and the implementation, in a sense, by signing up and being a part of the space? Does it feel different than it did when you were making the decision?
yeah, it feels like everything was laid out, and I just had to take those steps. I mean, I even bought your, just kind of spontaneous. I just bought your book, you know, somewhere around end of November, 1st of December. And it was like, all right, let me just buy it, you know. Um, and and then within a week or two after, when I signed up for the class, I saw that, well, it was suggested to buy the book.
Yeah,
All right. And I had bought the book prior to
that's
signing
awesome.
up. So yeah,
Yeah.
it was like, just follow those breadcrumbs, you
I
know.
love that.
Yeah.
Yes, 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 yes. So we've been right now, if anybody's watching this live, we've already done like 4 classes plus some bonus, but those were like, we call them pre-course, which I've never done before, but they've been, I think, very beneficial for everyone to kind of get their footing. And because the energies start moving, they really do. And I think that's pretty cool that you already knew that was going to be the case as you were entering into the space. Um, yeah, that's really powerful, because this isn't something that we're asking people to be open to on a level that it's never been here before, or it doesn't exist in the past. It's kind of like an ancient future space we're offering. So it's already woven into the way in which we've been embracing energy healing and the understanding of spirituality. But it offers, in my humble opinion, and I'd love your understanding, a cosmo quantum energy that we're talking about offers the understanding of ourselves where we've been and the opportunity of ourselves where we're going or who we're becoming. Does that kind of make sense?
It does. And when you say that, what lights up for me, if I may,
Yes.
I don't know, somewhere within the last 10, 15 years, I had this vision of um, just this image or picture of me or my life, just a little snapshot of where I am now in around this age. Uh, and it just kind of hung there. And I looked at it and I couldn't see anything beyond it.
Mm.
I couldn't see anything beyond it. Like, was there a future beyond it? So I occasionally would go there and think, well, maybe that's the end for me. Maybe that's the end of the road for me. And I didn't dwell on it. Um, but I had those thoughts because
Mm.
I could, it just seemed very odd.
Yeah.
Um, but I had the realization actually quite recently that that was like, that was the flag. That's where it's all going to begin.
Yes.
you know, and the vastness that I couldn't see beyond is that door that I'm going to open and walk through.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that. Okay, so I have to add this into our conversation. Oh yeah. So I wrote a book and it's not out yet. It's going to be out in the next couple weeks. Yeah, but it's a little bit more concise. So the book you bought is for people that are going to take the course. So it takes you through every single space so that if you want to facilitate one day, you can, you know? And if you're going to move towards teacher, you could. And self healer, of course. But I wanted to write a book that would express what a cosmic quantum energy is in a very concise and efficient way, would give a little bit of my own personal background, just a little bit, more than the other book, maybe. And then also be more self healer based. But here's the catcher that came in. You just gave me a massive confirmation of this book because you said that the snapshot kind of ended at a certain space for you, and you kept trying to figure out why there was not anything beyond that point, and what did that mean, what did that represent. So this book is called A Cosmic Quantum Energy, subtitle A Whole New World.
Ah,
And I feel like as you were saying those words to me and you were describing what I was conveying in the book, which was this understanding of we can have a whole new world. We can be a whole new world. And it's all within our hands. It's within our words. It's within our thoughts. It's within our feelings. It's within our own consciousness. So I love that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And we didn't like lay this out ahead of time. So isn't
no,
this so
no.
beautiful the way that spirit works, the way that we work in our connectiveness. So that's awesome. All right, so you find your way, BTO, you came in, uh, and then you decided to sign up for the AQE, which we started the pre-course. We start the course in like 2 weeks, I think, about that, something like that. Um, and you already knew, you said you already knew that the minute you signed up, things would start changing. Were there anything, is there anything that stood out to you that you could share here, that you feel comfortable sharing here? Um, yeah, that changed. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Part of my injuries, I had a head injury back in 2015, head neck injury, and then a domino effect of a lot of other things that seem to happen in the body over these last 9.5 years or so. But that injury kind of it took away. I was an athlete basically in my eyes. Very athletic, and it took that away. It took kind of daily living away. Um, every day was up and down. I didn't know what I could do. Arms as well. I don't know. Somehow it affected my ability to move around a lot. Uh, so I couldn't. Long story short, so I couldn't really go for walks anymore in the neighborhood or wherever, hikes or anything like that. I could walk a little bit, but I couldn't, do anything lengthy. Or if I was holding something with even just a little bit of weight, my body would just say, nope, that's it. So this is how I've been living for 9 years with a couple of bursts of it seemed like things might just about get better, but then something would happen and I would take 2 steps back. So while we were in those 4 weeks in October in the Beyond the Ordinary class you offered, somewhere in about the middle of that, I started taking some extra steps outside, down the street a little bit. And then by that 4th week, I walked completely around the block for the first time in years. Anything like that. Anything like that. That is tangible. I mean, it was things that, tangible results that no matter how much spiritual work I've been doing, and not to belittle or everything I've done, I'm truly blessed, the groups and all the work I've, done and participated in. But it's mind-blowing, it's surreal, it's a miracle to me. It's a miracle to me. It's still kind of unbelievable to me as I wander around the neighborhood, connecting with people, connecting with animals, connecting with trees, connecting with plants, all the things that, I couldn't really do and loved to do. That was me. Now I have days where, as we're getting closer to the core, I'm starting to get some, there's shifting. There's a lot of shifting happen. This frequency that we're in, these frequencies are they move stuff. And they don't mess around. And so yeah, there's some shifting that occasionally I'm like, okay, well, let's just be a little bit more gentle today.
Yeah, good. Yeah.
We don't have to go for distance. We'll just go down to the park and we'll hang out with my tree friends and just, you know, talk and
That's huge.
yeah,
That's
so that's a pretty big one for me, I would say.
Oh, that's massive. That's incredible. Thank you
Yeah,
for letting us see that with you. That's an honor for us to see it with you. So thank you, thank you, thank you for letting us in. That's a very sacred space. So thank you. Uh, I loved how you said you had been on this journey and you had done many spaces already, and this one was different, but that doesn't belittle anything you've already done. And that's so important for everyone to hear. So we're sharing this right on YouTube. So if you're listening right now, please hear beautiful Janet's words because they're so important. Every single space of the journey matters. They all build to the space you're in the now, right? That we're in the now. And you can't be at this reception. You can't be at this flow if you hadn't been at the others. Does that make sense? So
exactly.
so they all matter, and everything's mattered, and nothing's been a waste of time or a waste of energy or a waste of money or whatever it is. They all were what they needed to be in the moment they were being. And they were the foundation for what you are now. So thank you for bringing that into the space. So I love that you're a seasoned veteran of energy work. You understand energy, and because there's a lot of people that do and there's a lot of people that don't, but it's neat to have both because that just allows this information we're sharing of a cosmic quantum energy, it allows it more spaces to implement in the field because you implement it at the understanding you hold, and then someone else comes in, they don't have your understanding. Well, when they implement it at their level, at their layer, that means it's available to more. But I love that you're coming in with this because you can give some feedback from that knowing of spaces you've been. Because I've been in energy healing for probably over 20 years, and this is just different.
It is.
It's different. And I know we're different. I know the field's different, the space of connection is different. I get all of that. But it's important that we let people know it's different because it's what, in a sense, we've aligned for ourselves to assist ourselves right now. Now, there's others like us on the planet. We're not the only one. We never say we are. But for those who resonate with this that we're speaking of and what we offer, this is a home. This is a space to land. Now you're just entering into the core spaces of the AQE Foundation's course, which is the Acasma Quantum Energy teachings at the level of being able to do it for yourself and do it for others if you choose. But when we did the BTO, which I have another BTO coming up actually this week, so that's kind of interesting because we just lined this up like a week
Yeah.
ago or something. And how weird that you met me through BTO, which is Beyond the Ordinary for anybody who's wondering. Wonderful show platform by John Burgos. If you don't already follow him, you can go find him on YouTube. Beyond the Ordinary show with John Burgos. But I'm going to be on this week and I'm
I'm
only on like once or twice a year. So what are the odds, right? Like
I'll be
that's
there.
that's cool in itself, right? That's cool in itself. But okay, so now that because I you do when the way that John does his show is you do his show and then you do a special offer, something that he can offer to his audience. So the one that you did with me, which was our first connection space, it was about Acasma. It was about Acasma consciousness and the understanding of your I am and the activation of that space of the being in the now. We did like energy sessions and classes. And so I feel like, yeah, when you're, and I say yes sometimes for anybody who's new, it's okay. It's just energy rising. Everything's good. But when you were leaning in November and you bought the book, I think, and then in December and you signed up for the course, I feel like you had already engaged it in a
Mm.
sense through the special offer that you did in October. Do you feel that?
Yes, I do. And there's a spiritual community that I still work with, and I I just describe that class and this class, the AQE coming up, the core classes. I describe it as what we've been doing, but on steroids.
I love it. I love it. I relate. I feel like that's exactly what happened to my energy work. So I was doing energy work for, probably when it happened, probably about 15, 16 years I was already doing it. And then I noticed it was changing and it was still like the core understanding of energetic healing and clearing and connection. But there was another layer coming in. There was another level present of myself and of the field of like higher dimensional beings. And clients started feeling people move their arm or their leg or whatever was in dis-ease. And I started seeing visuals of beautiful purple clouds coming into the room. And I wasn't in meditation. My eyes were wide open and I was doing an energy session on the client. And I could see these beings of light standing on the sides of the table, the clients on the massage table, that kind of setup, right? And the client's eyes are closed and the music's playing and the incense is burning and it's a lovely peaceful space and I'm doing the energy work like I've done before, but it's not the same. The purple clouds floating in, the person's moving their body and I'm not touching them. And I'm seeing these beings that they look like a human form. So they have head, arm, torso, legs, just like a human, but they look kind of like, the best way I can describe them is water. Like you
Mm,
can see them moving, white, kind of clear.
right.
And I've never really talked about this anywhere else, I don't think, to this degree, but I don't think that's exactly what they are or all that they are. But I think that's what I could comprehend. Does that make sense? So I was creating a visual that would fit me in a sense and I could
Yeah.
be good with and I could work with but I could see them working on the client. And after that session in particular, it happened again and again and again. But the first time I saw it, the client said to me, the one woman said, "Oh, I was so surprised the way you were moving my arm," because she had pain in her shoulder when she came into the session. And she said, "I was so surprised on how you were moving my arm, but my arm feels so much better. The pain is gone." And I said, "Well, I didn't touch your arm." And she says, "What?" Like she was blown away because she felt somebody touch her
Yes.
and move it. But like when I saw the beings down at the end of the table working on the client, they were clearing meridian lines in the woman's body, and they were opening up her legs, because when I first started doing this work, cosmic quantum energy, people were having sessions, but I wasn't teaching because I didn't even know how to teach it at that point. I was just doing it, you know? And then people were having sessions and they were having these really big movements of energy, like energy work on steroids, like you said.
Right. Right.
And they were saying, this is different. This is a different
Mhm.
modality. This is a different connection. This is a different energy. And I realized, because so many people were asking me to teach it and to share it, I realized that I had to figure out a way to convey it. And then I went into connection point of understanding it better, and all the information started to kind of fall into place for me to share it. It's evolved over the years. But I knew from the beginning of the visuals and the sensations and the feedback, I knew we were not in Kansas anymore. We were in another part of the field, you know?
Right. That's right, Toto.
So I really, really love your feedback, and it's such a confirming alignment for me. So thank you for giving it to me. Even the visual of that picture of yourself at a certain point, and then not really having anything after it that you were picking up on. And then you were like, well, what does that mean? And that understanding of a whole new world arriving. So, all right. Already this has been incredibly empowering. Now, I know a lot of people write me and they share questions with me and comments with me and feedback with me. And what I do feel might be beneficial is to meet everyone right where they're at, as we do with a cosmic quantum energy. And some people are navigating resistance. Does this ring a bell? Does this make sense to you? She giggles. She giggles,
No,
everyone. So we.
I don't know resistance. I don't know anything about that.
Oh. Okay. Well, yes. So we want to meet everyone right where they're at. And if you have any guidance on navigating that space, or an experience you did yourself that could assist us, is there anything you might lay at our feet?
On navigating resistance through resistance.
Yes, yes. The maybe even spaces where somebody might I feel like, and please jump in at any point and correct me if you have a different, or, you know, share with me if you have a different point of view, but I feel like sometimes the resistance comes when people, they want to change, they want a miracle, they want to manifest a new life, but somehow they might have fear of that space of themselves because they've never been it. So they're like somewhat comfortable being uncomfortable. Does that make sense?
Uh, yes, you just described me. It makes a lot of sense. Or spaces of me that are, evolving, working on evolving.
I love your wording. That's beautiful. That's empowering. So, all right. So you understand what I'm talking about. So the person that's watching right now, that may be in that space of finding resistance coming into the path of choosing to lean in and allow their higher flow and their next space. Any words of wisdom?
Ah, well, what has been what
Mhm.
trusting,
I love it.
trusting, um,
Yes.
trusting myself and trusting the support. And the support is, it's one of the things I have noticed since signing up for this class. I feel like there's just kind of this these bleachers around me with all of this support, with beings of, people in the Acasma community, my teams. I just feel like it seems like no matter what I've been going through, because life isn't just a walk in the park every day. I feel like there's this level of support that I don't always see, but it's very palpable, I
Mm,
guess. Did I
I
say
love
that word correctly? And it's leading me through the resistance.
I love
That
that.
support is leading me through the resistance and allowing allowing myself to release, and go forward. Yeah.
I love that. And I love that you brought in the teams of light. That's an important part
Mhm.
of this. We teach in a cosmic quantum energy about the way in which you have a team of light that you come into this world, this life, this experience with. And then when you remember this space of yourself, if you resonate with a cosmic quantum energy and you remember this space of yourself, there's this other space, if you will, that's like an additional bleacher filled with higher dimensional beings of light here to support and guide and be with you. um but and 2 cents as well here, please, 5 cents if you'd be so kind. But the understanding that with a Cosma, it's not necessarily, it's absolutely not really about anything or anyone saving us or saving you, but the understanding of the power you hold within your own being and allowing that to rise. And so even though we have the support, which is phenomenal because we need it, and it is what we are, that understanding of being a space within the team instead of like a team to save us, but we're just part of that team and this is our role and they have theirs, and in another experiential space of ourselves that might flip. But yeah, what are your thoughts on, and or what do you, if have anything you'd like to share on that space of a cosma that brings in this higher dimensional team of light? Like, have you experienced that at all yourself with your, I mean, we're just, you've done the AQE BTO offer and now you're coming into the core spaces. The classes are starting in like 2 weeks, but did you always, let's do this. Let's start here. Did you already know and understand to some degree your own guardians, guides team that you came in with?
I did, yes. I had some knowledge and connection, communication. Yes. Yeah.
Awesome. So then now you come into this Acasma quantum energy space, and this woman you meet tells you that you have an Acasma team of light as well. So how did that come
Yeah,
through for you, or is it coming through for you?
it's slow. It's slow. I invite them. I acknowledge them. We haven't met for coffee or lunch yet, but it's a slow
You're
get
trusting.
to know them. But I know they're there. I know they're
You're
there.
trusting. Okay,
I'm trusting.
beautiful.
Yes.
Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so the reason why I bring it up is because a big space of a cosmic quantum energy is higher dimensional beings of light that we work with, and higher dimensional technologies as well, which is really cool. So we work with
That's
a lot
what I'm
of.
excited for.
Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
So we work with actual higher dimensional technologies. Like a lot of people have heard about like med beds, and people are waiting, and or some are, understanding that there are certain spaces available with these med beds that can do massive healing for the physical body in the human being. And so similar to that, but like at another level, again, we'll use the reference of on steroids, would be the understanding of these higher dimensional technologies in a cosmic quantum energy. There's a bar of light we work with that scans the body and the being and offers healing on all levels. And this is real. It, like, people have seen it, I've seen it, people have felt it, people have sensed it. There's all different ways of sight, right? There's like a knowing as well. And then there's Yeah, there's also this beautiful helmet, a golden helmet, which we're going to learn all about these in the course space, but there's a beautiful helmet that also helps with the neural pathways. Why? Because many are running belief structures, which are energetic programming, if you will, that is embedded with fear and just really old cycles and patterns that have been going on through cycles of generations and ancestral lines. And these people that are finding their way to this, yes, are here to clear that. And so there's this beautiful helmet of light that we work with as well. There's a Acasma pyramid, there's the Acasma diamonds. All of these things do different things, but they are higher dimensional spaces of connection to healing, clearing, and expanding. Now, the beings have been videoed in some ways, and that's not like disrespectful, because I've asked them many times, years and years and years ago, is it all right? Should I not video you? Is this all right? Because I respect you. You are a being of consciousness. You're in a different form than me. And they said, humans need to know we're here.
Mm.
Yes. And another thing that's very important is humans need to understand where they are, because a lot of humans are now in a new vibrational space of being. Yes. And whatever being we're being is then reflected in our lives, you know? It's all energetic connection and resonance. And so we're in a whole new field. Many of us are in a new field of experience. And in that field of experience, there are higher dimensional beings of light that are also here to assist humanity. And they are in their space of existence and flow, and we're in ours. We have a format of a human, but we're all consciousness. We're all eternal light. Yeah, in different formats having nows. Does this make sense?
Mm,
So
absolutely.
I love that you brought in this space of being a veteran of energy work, an understanding of energy work and consciousness. Yet at the same time, if I'm not wrong, correct me please if I am, you're remaining open to experience that which you have not experienced yet.
Mm.
How
Yeah.
beautiful. That's so important, you know, because the lens we wear the lens of predetermined, yeah, attachment of it's going to be like this because it's always been like this. Then we kind of limit what it is able to be because we've set it up to be something it's already been, and we've not given it the opportunity to be more. And so I feel like you've come in with the understanding of where you've been, but you're like, I'm ready to understand who I am now and who I'm becoming.
Yes. Yes.
I think that's why you're walking. Yes, I think that's why you're walking around your block and you're doing the things you're doing in your physical form, because you're allowing, yes, your energy, your vibration, your frequency, your essence to be available to move, you know. And I know that sounds cheesy in a way, but I'm sorry, it's okay. And then your body can move. Does this make sense?
Yeah. Get in the car and drive.
you're you're open, you're open to the movement of your essence, and then that opens the movement of your own body.
Yes.
How beautiful.
I
How
love that.
beautiful.
Thank you.
So legs, I love to like analyze. I love to read, you know, the message, right? So your legs, your feet, you know, they represent freedom. Yes, they take you forward in life, you know. Yes. And I would love to lay this at your feet. We've never talked about this, I don't believe. Beautiful Janet. Yes. So you have a visual in your head of a space in which you kind of stop, in a sense, you know. And then you wonder, why? Am I going to die? Why does it not see something beyond there, you know? And then we talked about it, and it's a whole new world. And so this doesn't match the old picture. So you're making a new picture, you know? But you also talked about an injury in which you were unable to walk, and then you leaning into this new space of yourself and trusting and allowing, and the legs began to open up a bit. Yes. And you began to walk, you know. Yes, because you're on a new path.
Yeah. Mm.
Yes, because you're on a new path, you know. You're walking in a new flow. You're walking as a new flow. You're in a new vibrational space of yourself. So your legs could open again. And I laugh because it's beautiful. Yes, not because I think it's funny, because I think it's beautiful.
Mm.
Thank you for trusting you.
Thank you.
I can't do anything to anybody, really. I'm a bridge.
Yes.
I offer the understanding, and I always say to people, I lay this at your feet. You chose to pick it up. Yes, you chose to allow it. You chose to implement it. But I get to witness you doing it, and oh my goodness, that is glorious. Oh, I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm excited. We're going into the beautiful AQE space. March 22nd, we start the core class spaces, and we've had weeks together already in the pre-spaces, pre-course spaces. It's the first time I ever decided to do it like that. Did it feel beneficial? Was it worth it? Does it feel empty? Be honest. I'm totally wanting honest opinion here. Did you find the classes in the beginning were helpful?
Oh, yes.
Oh,
Yes. 'Cause,
good.
you know, it is. I could see where um I could see where the energy of the core class. It's like I've been excited for these last couple of months to start the core classes. You know, it almost feels like when you're a kid and your birthday was coming and you knew you were having on a certain day, you're having a birthday party and you're going to get all these gifts. That's what the core classes feel like. I'm going to my birthday party and I'm going to get all these gifts. But
I love
so
it.
the anticipation leading up to that in these pre-classes,
Mm,
it's been something to
mm,
occupy and move, get things going and get things primed up. And for me, having physical issues that I have had where some energy work can knock me, back on
mm.
my butt for a little while, as my body adjusts to whatever has taken place, the healings. Um, this has been perfect for me because I'm getting my feet wet I'm getting acclimated to, you know, what's coming.
I
And
love
for me,
that.
it was perfect. For me, it was perfect.
That's beautiful. And anyone coming into the space, if anyone's listening to us and this is resonating for you and you're considering it, you can go check it out on my website. Everything Janet's experienced is on video, so you can even start there if you want and work your way towards the other and catch up when you can. It's no big deal. There's never a rush, and the portal stays open for a whole year, so you don't have to rush. I love this part though, Janet, when you were talking about, yeah, the pre-course spaces kind of priming, you know,
mm,
you used the word priming. Ah, okay, so there I got this understanding of, because everybody registers differently and everybody sends me feedback and information, so I get a really good understanding of all the differences, you know. And I say that with love because I love knowing, I love people writing me. So write me, write me, write me. It's the joy, it feeds my soul. Write me. But here's the thing, I have realized that people that experience, I'm going to use these words, we could use a lot of words, but let's just use these and allow. People that experience really deeply, where it may even be a little uncomfortable sometimes. It might get a head shake. Okay, yes, she understands me. She reads that well. Okay, here's the thing. A lot of the time, my knowing is those individuals are not only, because all individuals doing this work with a cosmic quantum energy are clearing themselves first and foremost, resetting themselves into their I am God frequency that is allowing them to remember who they are as divine source energy having a now, which shifts their entire life in increments that they can digest, that are able to land. But after that self space is given its space, its opportunity to land, it then moves through to their ancestral lines, their family lines, the mother, the father, the grandmother, the grandfather, and all the way back, you know? I find that people that feel it really deeply, and I don't know if this will match for you, please be honest. They tend to be people whose family lines needed deeper assistance in some way, and they are the one breaking the pattern, breaking the cycle, healing the pain or whatever it is that has flowed in that line for a very long time, if not from inception. And so that's why it feels so much bigger, because it stops here.
Completely.
Okay.
Yes, yes. I am the only one doing this work. I am the only one doing this work in my family. And I had grown up being like the peacekeeper, you know.
So that's a very important thing for some to hear right now. If you're listening and things have felt big to you with the whole spiritual awakening or shifting of consciousness or ascension, whatever words we're using, you're most likely carrying, implementing, being the epicenter of change for your alignments, not only your own, but for those you're connected with. This is not meant to be something. Please hear this. If you don't hear anything else from this call, please hear this. This is not something you have to do or take on. Please hear that. Yes. Yes. You are here for yours, your ascension, your wake up, your shift, your healing first. If you will allow you first, the rest will just happen. It's not work. It's not chore. It's not obligation.
Yes.
Some are really needing right now to just take obligation off the table. Yes. And breathe, and then like stretch your arms a little and your body a little and feel your back open, because some of you have been walking around with a massive block of obligation on the center of your back your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're listening and not watching, Janet just pointed to her own self.
Oh, the pain.
But this is such a huge confirmation, because we did
It
not
is.
get together ahead of time and say, let's talk about this. And this is
It
what
is.
I am. This is total reading the space and just allowing, right?
Yes, yes.
So please, every call I do a lot of calls with people, and then I do a lot of my own work, and I share all different kinds of stuff on my platform, my channel. But every call I do, yeah, is very unique. They have similarities because what I do stays the same. It's the core, right? But everyone's connection point is unique. And so you that are watching this, you resonate with the uniqueness of this. Does this make sense? This space, what we're talking about. And if you hear that obligation word and you're ready to not be that alignment anymore or carry that alignment anymore, to whatever degree you're doing so, this is your note to self. Yeah, this is your beautiful higher dimensionally designed love letter, that you can let that go. Would you do this with me, Janet? Would you help me set a space where people could feel like they could drop obligation?
Oh, I would love to. Yes.
Okay. So if you're watching us right now and this resonates for you to drop obligation, and it can be any level of obligation, being a people pleaser, thinking you have to say yes every time anybody asks you for anything, or something more pertinent to a parent or a sibling or a child, whatever it is, or all of the above. Let's allow a space for a Acasma quantum energy to assist the clearing of obligation. Yes. And the rise of self-love. Ha! All right. So let's allow the space. Just allow your breath. If you'd like to close your physical eyes for just a moment and just breathing, please. Just breathing and allowing the space. Yes, beautiful. I can feel you anchoring. I can feel your root centers expanding as you're bringing in this higher space of you. Yes. Just allowing your breath as this clearing begins. And it's on the back. We're using the back as a visual, although obligation is also embedded inside the thighs. It's embedded in the hips. It's embedded in the knees. It can be embedded anywhere in the body, but it is, yes, very commonly found in the knees, the hips, the inner thigh, underneath the neck, right around the throat. Yes, some people have a problem with the glands or the thyroid. Yes, the back. Some people have migraines, tension headaches connected with obligation. Yes, just allow your breath as your body starts to release this old alignment, this old pattern, this old cycled behavior. Breathing, please, bringing in the beautiful Acasma star, allowing the I am reconnection and the root reconnection as we anchor the higher spaces of us. Yes, breathing, please. There's a clearing in the legs right now. Just allow. Yes, the way you move forward. Yes, you are free to be you, to trust you, to love you, to allow you, to hear you. Breathe, please. There's an opening in your temples. There's an opening in the forehead, the third eye, the way you see your life. There's a clearing going on, a shift. Yes, a release. A change. Yes, just allow, please. This is light language. Just listen with your heart. Nea taurotoa. Nea taurotoa kea papoaye. I anasawatea. Atao aye. Atao aye. Nea kaua. Just breathe. Just breathe. Relax the body, please. Nea kaotoa. Nea kaotoa. Very big healing going on in the thyroid right now. Yes. The throat. Yes. Just breathe. The breasts. Yes. Breathing, please. Obligation, healing, alchemizing, self-love rising. Breathing, please. Janet is helping everyone anchor it into their legs, that's into their feet, that's into their roots. Thank you for that. Just allow, please. Breathe. Very beautifully done. Just allow the space. For some, this is emotional. You're really letting things go. It's all right. You're safe. Release your emotions and know that they are an experiential reflection, but they are not your essence. You're all right. You're surrounded by love. You are safe. Breathe. Allow. Let it go. Let it go. It's safe to be whole. It's safe to be well. It's safe to love yourself. Let it go. Yes, you do not have to carry it. Understand it's a choice. By releasing and trusting you, you open up the flow of healing for all. Allow the space. Big clearing going on in the right eye. Just allow, just breathe. Yes, beautifully done. Beautifully done. Oh, how clear your crown is. Your third eye is more open. Your head, oh, it's clearer. Your thought processes, your neural pathways, your personality traits, your belief structures, they're clearer. They're able to allow themselves to, be present. Yes. No longer carrying in from the past, but allowing the now. Breathing, please. Yes, the trees are assisting. Yes, they are. You want assistance, go be by a tree. You are a walking tree, Holy One. Your root lines go into the new earth, and you are the new human. Yes. Allow your breath. Yeah, beautifully done. Allow your breath. Yes. Beautifully done. Many of you have beautiful wings of light out your back in your auric field. You're allowing them to be fully present. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Beautifully done. There's a peace that passes all understanding, anchoring in, a groundedness anchoring in. Let it anchor. Breathe. Feel it move down your form, down your legs, down and out your feet as you allow that peace that passes all understanding to land. Breathe. Yeah. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. Just allow the space. Just allow the space. There's a lightness in the body, a floatiness in the body, the bliss in the body. That's your I am being more present in your now. Just allow. Just allow your breath and just allow the space. You are magnificent. Yes. You are masterfully designed to be this space. You lack for nothing. Trust yourself. Yes. Allow your flow. Allow your flow. As you allow your flow and trust your flow can flow. Yes. It is given the availability, the option, the space. Allow your breath. Bring your focus back slowly to your physical sight when you're ready. And if you're not ready, if you don't want to bring it back, you're watching this video, just stay in as long as you want. It's okay. You can come back and watch the end of the video another time. Just stay in. When you bring your focus back, when you open those physical eyes, you allow yourself a moment to make note of, be aware of the fact that your vibration is new. The space of you that felt the movement, that allowed the movement, that embodied, if you will, the movement of the energy, the release of obligation, the alchemization and the healing and the shift to self-love. That space of you, as you open your physical eyes, it doesn't go away. It isn't waiting for you to close your eyes and go back to it another day. It's you. It is what looks through your eyes. It is what registers and says to itself, my vibration is new. I allow. Thank you, Janet, for being this space.
Mm. What a gift.
Thank you for
You are. An
agreeing.
honor. Yes.
Thank you for agreeing to be this space and only say what you're comfortable with saying. But I ask people to be these spaces, and sometimes it seems big or they're not sure what it's going to go like, and it takes courage. It takes courage to say yes. So thank you for saying yes. Any words of wisdom on being on the other side of saying yes and being at this space of it?
It's a whole new world. It's a whole new world. Get out of your own way when you can. It's not always easy. One step at a time. It's a whole new world out there waiting for you.
I love it. One step at a time, and the power in those words. The power in each step being everything it needs to be. It's not that another step has to even be taken. The one we're taking in the now is everything we ever need. All right, glorious Janet, thank you for this. Anyone who's finding this and finds resonance, if you have questions, please reach out. We have a beautiful community called the Acasma Pods of Light. Janet is also a member of that community as well. And it's a free community to support the space of the expansion of Acasma quantum energy and the outreach and the work we do. And we also are in support of, through that community, we're supporting the grid, which we are once a month on Zoom together. And then we are with every breath and every thought we hold throughout every moment. But if this resonates for you, we would welcome you to this space. I feel like every time I have these kinds of calls, it's like a beacon going off, emanating a signal for those who can hear it and are ready to hear it and want to hear it, who it aligns with, yeah, to come home.
If I may say something about the grid of light space. I'm on the West Coast, so the time is 7 a.m. for me, and there's not a lot of things I will wake up and participate at 7 a.m. and knowing that I could catch it on a replay. No big deal. I could sleep in and catch it on the replay. But ever since I've connected with you and known about this space, probably what, 3-4 months now, maybe, I have been there at 7 a.m. under the covers, but there's something that just, I just, it's like I said, like the moth to the flame. I need to be there at the moment, in that now moment. And yeah, it's a powerful, beautiful space.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank you for adding it. Thank you so very much. My heart is embracing you like it really is. I know energetically in the field, our heart centers are just dancing right now. I can feel it. So thank you so much for coming to dance with me here today.
Thank you.
We lay this at your feet, and we also offer you the understanding that you are light as we are as well. And we are all here to be that light. And we love you. We love you. We love you. Thank you, beautiful Janet.
You Holy One.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. This was so fun. I had a blast. Did you have a good time?
I did. I really enjoyed it.
Good.
I didn't know where it was going to go, but I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Awesome, 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 awesome. Did you see the movie Pretty Woman by any chance? Julia Roberts?
Yes.
So it's an older movie for anyone who hasn't seen it. It's a great movie. If you would love it. But there's a line in the movie that I feel like fits here so perfectly. She's getting ready. Julia Roberts' character is getting ready to go out on the town for a night of her life, a date like to blow your mind, right? And it's the beginning of the night. They haven't even gotten out of the hotel yet to get in the car to go, And she looks at her date and she says, "If I forget to tell you, I had an incredible time tonight."
Oh, I love that. It's perfect. It is.
So, if I forget to tell you, this AQE space with you, incredible. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
All right, Holy One, we'll talk soon, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.